we're going to tell you the story of how Abigail kept the peace. When her whole family were in great danger, her common sense, gratitude, humility, and trust in God saved the day. This story is found in 1 Samuel 25, 1 to 33. David and his men were living in the wilderness. Now the wilderness in Israel was not an empty place, but was where shepherds lived, looking after their sheep. It was also a place of thieves and robbers who could hide in the many caves and deep valleys. But David loved God and was not a thief or a robber. Instead, he protected the shepherds and the sheep so that none of them were lost. There was a man who owned many of those sheep named Nabal. In fact, he owned 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats as well. Nabal had come to Carmel for the shearing. Let's see what happened when David sent Nabal a message.
Hey, you messenger boy, I want you to take this message to Nabal.
Yes, sir, on my way. Excuse me, sir, but are you Nabal?
Yes, I am. What do you want?
I have a message from David for you.
David's message said that he wanted to be friends with Nabal and that he had watched over Nabal's flocks in the wilderness so that no sheep were lost. And he asked Nabal to give them whatever food he could spare.
Who is David? He's just a servant who has run away from his master. Why should I take the food I have for my men and give it to him? Go back and tell him that I will give him nothing. Anything, huh?
Yep.
Nothing.
Nabal said bad things about you. He did not give us any food.
Why did we bother caring for Nabal's sheep? We did him good and he repays us with evil. Every man get his sword. We will attack his camp by tomorrow. We will have killed all of them.
Yes, sir. Right. Oh, right, sir.
Meanwhile, one of Nabal's shepherds hurried to go and see Abigail. Nabal's wife. Now, Abigail was not only beautiful, she was smart and trusted God as well.
Mistress, something troubled has happened. David sent a message to greet our master, but he insulted David and refused to give him anything. David's men were very good to us in the wilderness. They defended us, and now Nabal has made them very angry. They are coming to attack.
I must do something to stop David. I will send the food he asked for and go myself and speak to him. Maybe I'll be able to change his mind. Servant! Where's the servant? Where's my servant gone?
Servant.
There he is. Servant. Come and help me get loaves, meat, corn, raisins and figs to take to David and his men, and get the donkeys and load them with food. Donkeys. Yeah, donkeys. David.
Yes, ma'am. Come, donkey. We need you.
So the servants loaded the donkeys with lots of food and set off to find David. Right, we need David now.
Angry David?
We need, angry David. David, Abigail got off her donkey and fell on her face before David. Please, my lord, forget what Nabal said to you. He was wrong to insult you. I have sent this present for you and your men, and I pray that God would stop you from shedding blood. You fight the battles of the Lord, and the Lord will avenge you and make you king over Israel. And when you are king, you don't want to remember the day that you avenged yourself instead of trusting God.
I thank God who sent you to me today. Your advice is good, and because of you, God has stopped me from taking my own revenge. Go in peace, and thank you.
So David and his men returned to the wilderness, and Abigail returned to her house, having saved her family.
Well done, boys. Very good. Good job.
Now, before we leave this story, thank you, David. Stop. I have some questions for you, being the grown-ups in this room. Okay. How did being proud stop Nabal from being David's friend? Any ideas?
They're all stumped, Nathan.
Sorry?
They're all stumped, Nathan, aren't
They're
they?
all stumped.
Well, he wasn't able to think.
Sorry?
He wasn't able to think clearly about what he owed David for looking after his.
That's
You know,
right.
it's
The
his
pride
pride
stopped him from thinking clearly
Blinded him.
about his, yeah. So he thought he was better than David, didn't he? And, yeah. Okay. How did being humble help Abigail keep the peace?
She went over on a donkey and chatted with David. Fell on her face in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that must have helped, right? When
Yeah.
you David, that probably was the only thing that was going to work, right?
It does say in the Bible that a humble heart
Yes.
diffuses
Yep, that's right.
contentious.
Yep, very good. It does too.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, now here's another one
A
for you.
contrite spirit.
Why was it important that David should not avenge himself?
Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Very good.
Very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so God wanted David to trust him, right? With these things. Okay, so why did God want David to learn to trust him before he became king?
So he'd be a good king, a godly king.
Very good, exactly. So that he'd continue to do so when he became king. Okay, now here's a really tricky one. I don't know if anyone's going to get this. Why did Nabal and Abigail have opposite opinions about David? You can spend all week thinking about that if you like. Or you can come up with an instant answer.
It's a very easy answer, the hard question.
What's the answer, Nathan?
Because Abigail believed in God and Nabal did not.
Very good.
Wow.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Okay.